What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today, it's myself and we've got Mark, and we are going to be answering your questions from the Facebook page, Ask Us Anything.
Anything at all.
Anything.
Doesn't even have to be paintball related, but you guys seem to keep it on topic, so I guess we'll answer them.
Let's jump right on into it then.
First off, we've got Anthony says, I bought the Virtue Spire 4. Does anyone edit the settings on the app, or do you mainly just unbox and play?
Most people just unbox and play. They've got it preset to what, obviously the marker could run with, whether you're using the Virtue Ace or the CS2 Pro, because I know that can hook up with that. So if you're gonna adjust anything on the app, it would probably be the feeding sensitivity. Other than that, I'd probably just open it up and play with it, to be honest.
I agree. No reason to mess with it. James, any chance you guys will be getting some first strike rounds in stock soon? Now this question was over a month ago, so do we have any in stock
We
yet?
still don't. When we get them in, they're right out the door. They're hard to get, and yeah, I mean, just best thing to do is go on the website and sign up for an in-stock alert. As soon as we get them back into the shop, it'll send you an email and hit the website.
Rush.
That's right.
Rush.
They go quick.
Or if you want to offer us like way over retail for them, maybe we can put some aside for you.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. I'm not saying they'll do it or not. Jeff, is Empire going to make the X Pro again, or was it for a limited time?
So they made a limited run a couple months back, very limited, colors, quantities going out to dealers. Those have been gone. And I would say if you're trying to get the X Pro, buy the Empire 6 1.5 and call it a day. So.
He doesn't like the 6's handle.
The handle is definitely different, but I don't think they're going to bring back the X Pro anytime soon.
Yeah, was that like they had an old batch of stock?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
All right. Adrian says, answer this question. What's up with the price on the HK ARMY MAGTEK Pod Pack, the 3+2+4? Is the same price as the 4+3+4? Why is that? Shouldn't the smaller pack cost less than the one that holds 3 more pods? Same with the other packs on your website. It makes no sense to him. Numbers are hard.
That's what it is. I get it. You're thinking they're using less material because there's less product there, but that's the way HK Army wants it. That's the way we're going to list it on the website. We don't make the prices. That's called map pricing by them. So, I mean, don't you get it? There's technically less material on the product.
I get it. It's a slightly smaller pack because it's not using as much material.
They're, amortizing over quantity and all sorts of stuff. So.
Yeah. But they probably also produce less of those small packs than the bigger packs. So the manufacturing cost then becomes a little bit more expensive on the smaller packs to compensate. And there might be where your price issue comes. But this is a question for Mr. H over at HK Army. I would hit him up on his DMs and Instagram and say, hey, why are your 2 smaller packs the same price? I don't get it.
I don't understand.
But actually, we just answered it, so you don't have to bother him with that. Next, Matt Hazel, content's not available. David says, will the Luxe X accent fit on the new Luxe TM40? Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a great question. Luxe, well, the TM40 technically is the Luxe X. So,
yeah, as far as I know, it's the same body style, but I don't know if did they change the clips?
How about this? If you're watching the video, David, give us a call here at the Pro Shop, 586-463-9500, and we will be able to further answer that question. I want to say yes, since the Luxe X, TM40, they're the same, but I don't want to give you the wrong answer.
So I'm trying to think.
Give us a call.
The accent kit is the eye covers, the lever. Is it the ASA knob?
Bottom lever on the ASA2.
And is it the bolt cap, or is that
the back cap? I believe that's included.
I'm getting it confused with the
shocker. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm getting confused with the Virtue locks that they did that had the different grip and that. So I'm trying to remember which accent kit parts are for the stock.
And I believe the back cap as well. So give us a call at the Pro Shop.
Most likely though, but don't buy it without checking. Even though you just tried to check.
My Ninja tank is not holding air. I filled it to 3K on Saturday and it's pretty much empty. Other air tanks hold air good, but it's not. Adrian, check the burst disc, and sometimes the gauges on those tanks go back. There's a very, very small hole on the back of the gauge that will leak air, and make sure all of your fill nipple, burst disc, and everything is tightened on there securely. Lastly, you can do a real quick water check, like a spray gun, just kind of spritz it on there and see where the actual leak's coming from and diagnose the problem from there.
He did ask, how do you check a burst disc as well as a follow-up?
Well, I mean, you got to get a wrench, you tighten it down, make sure it's fully tightened, and if you pull it out, well, you would know if you filled the tank. If the burst disc was bad, it would just leak right through. Okay. So find the, Patrick, yeah, exactly what I said. Use a little bit of water to find the air bubbles, and then you'll be able to figure out where it's coming from.
All right. CNY Paintballer, I just want to play at the local field, but I can't find people to play with. I just got back in the sport, bought all stuff over the winter, decked out Proto Matrix, decked out Shocker, fun restored out, blah, blah, blah. Seems like every time I get to the field, they're all set up with teams or whatever, end up watching the whole time. I don't have time to be on a team. Any suggestions on how I get out and play sometime without seeming pushy or having to jump in or something on someone else's team? Well, if everybody else is already teamed up, the only way you're going to get in is if you go, hey guys, you mind if I do some spins with you? But get to know all the guys, and then they don't mind if you come in, right? It's only awkward the first time you have to ask.
Correct.
The next time they're like, hey, it's CNY Paintballer. Come on, man, you're gonna hang out with us today, and they'll mix you right into their thing.
And normally a lot of the fields, it seems like there's like guys on a team, but like there's literally no walk-on players. There's got to be some sort. Walk up to any other players that aren't on a team and say, hey, let's play together today. Like, yeah, I have a hard time believing that there's literally not
you're
one
the
single
completely odd man out. Like,
right.
There's always 2 or 3 other guys that then you're like, hey, we need 2.
Correct. Yeah.
You just go
get out there and play. Yeah, you'll figure it out. Keep showing up to the field. Don't get discouraged, man. Yeah. You will definitely find a spot. The paintball community is pretty good with that.
And if you're uncomfortable talking to the team direct for some reason, maybe you're a little shy and you
go to the ref, go to the
ref, go to the owner, go to somebody in the box, like, hey, is there a group of guys you could introduce me to real quick? I want to get a couple spins out here, and I'm sure somebody there will help you because they know everybody.
For sure.
Next, Anthony says, what's a good model mask you recommend for beginner?
True beginner, they have the HK Army thermal lens ones. Those around 40, 50 bucks. You've got grills profilers that are less than 100. The KLR, I mean, I don't know how much money you're looking to spend, but no matter what, for beginner, please get yourself a goggle with a thermal lens that is anti-fog. Yes?
Yeah, 100% with a thermal lens.
Yep.
And the more money that you can afford to spend on the mask in the beginning, the better chance that mask is going to last you longer. Mm-hmm. So I've been rocking my grills for years now. I know the Profilers have been around for years now. The Proflexes have been around for years. People still swear by them. And those are good middle point goggles. I'd say they're not the cheapest, but they're not the most expensive for sure. The HK one that Tony brought up that's like 35 bucks. You're going to get it, and eventually you're going to be like, I want something that looks cooler.
You'll upgrade down the road.
Yeah, so if you can splurge a little bit more, do it up front, you know it'll last. If not, that's still a great mask to begin with. And it takes all the lenses from the HK stuff.
Yeah.
They had, so. Next. Anthony again, can somebody please explain to me JTR and all the hype behind it? I like the style of masks. I understand how they started out as motocross. Everyone price gouges. Are they discontinued? Flex bottom. All right, so basically he wants to know why the hell is somebody selling their $100 JT mask for $400 now?
It's a collector's market, man. Just like the Sandana stuff. I mean, right now, yeah, at the end of the day, it's a Proflex. Yes, they're limited runs. They don't come out with them all the time, but it's that certain collector. Like, yeah, there's a headband. It was $40 back in the day. Some people are paying $500 for them. It's just that certain piece, the certain style, the nostalgia of being old school. I mean, that's pretty much just it. No, it's nothing super wild and crazy, but
I mean, I don't know what else you're into, but I mean,
collector pieces.
Think of
cars
collector, tennis shoes, Supreme shirts, whatever it is. There's
little always, Matchbox cars that
a
couple bucks back in the day. I mean,
just the JT masks turn out to be the thing that are really like, I want those.
Because a lot of the bottoms can swap out, the frames. I mean, all the strap. Yeah, all stuff can be customized on them. So that's why people really kind of go after those. So.
And if you want to get into it, I would start with trying to get your hands on new ones first when they release.
Yep.
Steven, I'm looking to get into tournament marker. What's good and reliable marker?
Good reliable marker. A tournament. Okay, so tournament, we're talking X 2.0s, Shocker amps. So keeping you under $1,000 bucks. I mean, if you're trying to get into a tournament, yeah, Mini GS, X 2.0, a shocker amp, a 170R. I mean, just depending on whatever your budget is. But all those guns I just listed are under $1,000 for sure.
Yep. Yeah, and you can't go wrong with any of them. Take care of them; they'll last you for.
That's right.
And keep up with everything on the field. John says, I just purchased the HK Army V2 reg for my 68 4500 Empire tank. What's a good pressure to set his reg to? I'm shooting a mini GS. I was thinking one silver shim at 400 PSI.
So...
You already kind of answered that, I see in the comments.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't really have to do much adjusting for it because, I mean, the gun has an internal reg already. But, I mean, 400 PSI, if that's how you want to go, I mean, should be completely fine.
Yeah, I've had multiple different guns. It would take me forever to be swapping shims and that. The guns do the regulation themselves. There's really no reason to.
Some of the older school guns, like the Angels and stuff like that, you would have to run no pressure on. But a lot of the modern guns, a lot of you hear the tech talk and the efficiency. You don't really need to, per se, but you can. It's up to you.
Mike Lee, how long is the Ninja SL77? How long is the 68? Assuming they both have standard adjustable regs. I don't know, was it like an extra inch or inch and a half, something like that?
Yeah, he just wants to know like how long is 77 versus a 68.
I don't know the exact measurement.
You could get up the tape measure, but it's really not, it's not a big difference at all. I would probably say the bottle's probably an inch longer than 68 to a 77. It's not much. They're very, very close in size. Very close.
And so, yeah, because I'm thinking my 68, when I put my HK covers, they almost touch. On a 77, yeah, it's only about an inch longer.
Probably about an inch, yeah.
So get the one that you can afford and that you want the amount of air for. Size isn't going to be that big a difference. Bill Liu, HK laser barrels from the kit have half the threads as normal autococker barrel. Wait. HK laser barrels from the kit have half the threads as a normal autococker barrel. Is this the only barrel that has this? So is the threading shorter? Like,
I've honestly never dove into that. That's a great question. So he wants to know why is the HK laser barrels not like completely fully threaded? Is that what I'm getting from that?
Maybe if I looked at, what I'm taking from this is if I look at, say, a die autococker threaded barrel, I would see maybe 6 ridges.
Maybe
and on
HK
the HK's only got 3.
3 or 4. Give us a call here at the Pro Shop, Bill, if you end up watching this video, and we can definitely answer that question. I want to look into that. That's something I haven't really like stared at before.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's got enough to grip, it shouldn't make a difference. That's
interesting.
Anyway.
I would, after this video, I'm gonna go take a look.
Yeah, what's the phone number?
586-463-9500.
Okay. John, does the Empire make an ASA with a gauge that'll fit on the Axe 2.0?
Axe 2.0. So, does the Empire make an ASA with a gauge that will fit?
Can you take one off the Mini and stick it on the Axe? Or is it 2 different screw setups?
I mean, they're definitely different, but I mean, their main parts are the same. They use the same solenoid and same transfer tube.
Because I swear I've seen older Axes with
the original Axe had a gauge on it.
Yeah.
But the newer style 2.0s, I don't think that, well, Bill says, yes, the gauge on the Mini GS and the Axe are the same bolt screw setup. So I guess you would have to buy a Mini GS ASA and screw it onto the Axe 2.0. Because right now, there isn't like an Axe 2.0 upgrade that I know of by any means.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you got your hands on a GS ASA with the gauge on there, I guess it would go onto the Axe 2.0. Yeah.
My question is, why do you want a gauge on your SA on your
They probably
Axe?
wants to read the output pressure or the input pressure on the gun. He wants to know, because the gauge, when you screw your tank on, he wants to know, like, did he mess with it, or he wants to know, is it at 180 or?
All right, fair.
Yeah.
Don't they have tools that do that? You stick between?
You
if it's just
could, but for an I mean, I wouldn't.
All right. Eric, I just picked up this marker. I need a hopper color recommendation. Planning on using Bunker King's controller, Spire 4. What do you guys recommend? What would be a good...
I would throw a Virtue Spire IR2 on that bad boy, or probably just a black die rotor. I mean, the gun, it's a custom splash, it looks cool, but I would probably just stick with all black, to be honest. Trying to find a loader that's gonna match what the color scheme you got going on there.
See, what I was thinking is I'd have to see the blues because I'm trying to picture the different control loader colors, but I was thinking either a black or a dark blue bottom with the silver top would look sharp.
Yeah, look cool.
You know, so you're gonna end up having to buy two and split or trade with somebody.
Correct.
But that'd be my suggestion. I wouldn't do a solid silver or a solid blue, but if you can get somebody, or a solid black.
I just feel like that gun has a lot of black going on.
Yeah.
I mean, that way, and if you ever change guns, you still got a loader that'll look good.
Well, that's what I was saying. A black with a silver top would still match a lot of different things,
That's
too.
true.
But, all right, there you go, Eric. John, why is it so hard to find a stock silver, dust silver mini GS trigger and ASA cap? Why is it so hard? Where are they all
Where are
hiding?
they gonna where are they gonna come from?
I mean, don't people upgrade the triggers in their mini GS? What are they doing with the old triggers?
What upgrade trigger is there?
That's the problem, John. Nobody parts out
Yeah,
pieces of
yeah.
a mini GS.
Correct.
So there's that open market for you. Maybe
3D print one.
3D print one, or find a mill and start producing your own mini GS.
It's not a question we get asked often, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And people normally don't lose their ASA cap. I mean, they're just not really out there.
Well,
Yeah.
Bill, I think the April 2021 LV 2.0 post is real. Is the LV 2.0 coming in November for World Cup? Are we going to see
I
one?
don't know. I'm not gonna say anything on that. I really don't know, to be honest.
He knows. He ain't telling us.
I don't know.
You know, because we would have had to have pre-orders in if it's coming. I don't know, but he probably knows.
Mr. Rodriguez, can you guys do a video on what not to buy? Cheap, unsafe goggles, a paintball field made out of...
That would be a good idea, but you know why we're not going to do it? Because we're not going to buy those things to show you. It's not worth our time to buy them just to be like, don't buy this.
Talk about it. You could pull it up on the screen and say, don't buy this. Don't buy.
Could.
Yeah.
But then I'm bashing the store that's carrying it. And
That's
it's
true.
just a lot of negativity. Just follow the things that we say we can buy, because we've done videos on inexpensive items, expensive items. So if there's a price point, you could probably look and be like, I need items under 30 bucks. Hey, there's a Lone Wolf video for that. I need items under 100 bucks. There's a video for that. So if you ever question if you should buy something, put it in here specifically, like, is this a good mask? And then we'll tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
Bill, again, I think the FL valve would be better than the Deadly.
The FL valve is better than the Deadly Winds? Oh.
Well, what was Jack Wood's exact term, so we don't get in trouble?
Jack Wood, in his own words, there are screenshots of this, not that I cared, but said that the Deadly Winds Hair 45 can shoot faster than his, but his is more reliable.
That was what I heard.
So,
so it's a matter of, do you trust the machining over one or the other? Are you willing? Do you like the PE name more than the other?
Correct.
And I guess the last thing is, both of them are good upgrades. Either one of them are going to improve your EMAC. We just did videos. They should be coming out soon if they haven't already.
I actually have a shooting video on the new Planet Eclipse FL. We have shooting videos on the Deadly Winds. So would I say the Deadly Winds is probably a little bit quicker if you can get on it? Probably.
I mean, you got arthritis in your hands. It ain't going to matter either.
But the Planet Eclipse new one is nice too. I was able to walk it a little bit as well. So
yes, you can't go wrong with either one.
True.
John, what's the best higher end tournament style marker budget of 600 to 1100? Ooh, that 1100.
Shocker amp to a 170R. The 1100 is right there. I mean, for I think another.
What's the LV16? Isn't that?
Those are like 1300, I
okay.
believe.
I
The
like
GO4s are like. I think you're thinking of the GO4. I think those are like 1200.
Okay.
But if you want to stay between that, I would definitely recommend Shocker amp or like a 170R.
Fair.
Yep.
Hey, Jeremy says, can I get anodizing done after buying a marker? Where and when can you get it done? You can. Make sure that it's not a marker that's been re-anodized before.
Correct. Then
Every time you re-anodize, you got to strip the old ano off, and it takes a little bit of the metal too, and it can screw up tolerances. Once after a factory ano, you're probably not going to have too many troubles. If you get into like, this is the third time this body's been re-anoed, you have an issue. So
Arc Anodizing, that's who we use.
good guys.
Yes, definitely. Great quality product. Tons and tons of work done all across the country.
And there he is in the description. So
there you go.
Lax, hey, I have a Tippmann Stormer Elite, and when I put my air tank on and I pull the trigger, it sounds like it's rapid firing. That's the full auto mode. Thanks. Next question.
Either not enough pressure in the tank, as someone Harmon already suggested, or your trigger sear on the actual gun inside the frame is gone bad.
Oh, so it's not full auto?
Either that or the hammer O-ring. So you could be low on air. No, it's not full auto. Trigger sear or the hammer O-ring. Yep.
Yeah, I used to love that at the field. You hear the like, oh, another one.
You're out. And sometimes the gauges can be wrong in the tank too, guys. So never trust your gauge. If it says it's at 1,000 PSI, it might literally be just below 0 or at 0. So.
And that's it. We've answered all your questions from the internet today.
So once again, guys, if we didn't get to your question, if it was something that I didn't want to give you bad information on, call us here at the shop, 586-463-9500, and our tech department will be glad to answer your question. Till next time, we're out of here. Go to lomopaintball.com and follow on us, all the social platforms.
Like, comment, subscribe, and put your questions in the group. Maybe we'll get around to them.
True that. Take it easy, guys. We're out of here.